Hello everybody, yeah, another week's gone, so this week we're going to be painting reflections. I'm just going to do some little thumbnails of different scenes, okay, just so, I'll just fetch the camera forward. You see what I'm doing. Reflections are just a mirror image of whatever you're painting. So for instance, let's just, if you was just plonk some glue in somewhere, brush. Oh, I've run out of eggs, so at the minute I'm using hair conditioner, which works just the same. It's nice and slimy, so it works just fine. Just paint a little bit of water at the top here. Can you imagine that's your water? A bit of white in it. He was doing a Venice scene. Okay. They have these nice sticks sticking out of the water, don't they? So we'll just paint some of those, just to show you how reflections work and how to create a reflection. Okay, so we'll do some coming down that way. Got hair on my brush. Perhaps there's one that way. And there's another one coming that way again. We'll have to do that water, we'll have to do that a little bit lower, because you won't be able to see the reflection otherwise. Water there. So all you're going to be doing is you're just going to do the opposite of what you painted. So that's leaning that way, so you're going to have to come this way. So all you're going to do is you kind of drag it down to come that way. This one comes straight down. This one, it's kind of going that way, isn't it, a little bit? So you're going to go that way. Okay? Okay. You're going to get your brush. Preferably a clean brush. Brushes seem to be all dirty. Right, so you're going to sweep across now, because you're going to like it makes it like blurry. Okay, and that's kind of your mirror. To make it a little bit better, some the edge of your brush. Better if you leave it to dry, really. Just put some light streaks in. You've got your reflection. Okay, so that's one. Let's do another one. It's all the same. It's the same principle when you're doing reflections. All it is a mirror image of whatever you're doing. So again, we'll pop in some sky. Use my conditioner, makes it go a bit better. So we'll do another one here. Go into the conditioner to the white. Few clouds in. So if you put clouds in there, you're going to have to put the same in your water. So coming down here, you've got one there, with a little bit of a cloud there. You've got another one there. You see that? Shall I come a little bit nearer? So whatever streaks you put in, you do the blend it. Okay. This is your horizon line. Your horizon line, you hear people, if you've never painted before, you hear people say, what's the horizon line? It's just where the edge of the sky meets the land, which is there. Okay, that's all it means. Swipe your brush. Go over it. Okay, so we'll put something else in. Right, so we'll put some light skyscrapers things in. Oh, one there. Another one there. It's not a good brush for that. Try that brush. There's one there. Stony colour. Another one right up here. Really tall. Small one there. There's another one. A bit smaller again. I've just done these brown, but you can have them whatever colour. I'm just doing it for a demonstration. I'd create a big one up here. Now whatever you've done there, you've got to imitate it again for your water. Okay, but it'll be weaker this time, so the colours won't be as strong, but you're gonna drag it down. That's what I do next. I'm going to drag that down, drag this one down, drag that one down, drag that little one down. You don't want it perfectly edged, right? You want it so it's running off. Okay, and comes right down there. We've got a small one. We've got inside one again, and a small one. Find where me. So you're still dragging this down. It's quite tall, that one. New rising one. Okay, same again. All you're going to do is you're just going to brush it across. Clean brush. So you've gone down, so now you're going to go across. Because you want to blur it. If your paint's still wet, you can use your palette knife just to take a little bit of paint off the windows. Quite tall, so there'll be quite a bit of lot there. Remember, imitate, but it'd be very, you'd hardly see them. Scrape out of the bottom. you've got another mirror image. So that's another reflection. Okay, go into your white. Just bob in. Tap in some water. Paper's buckled a little bit. I didn't really want to use a canvas. Okay, you've got another reflection. Just didn't take long. Mess about with it a bit more. Okay, so we'll do another one. Only this time we'll do some trees. Brush. Okay. I'll do one down here. It's all the same principle. Okay, so whatever you're doing on the top, you imitate it on the water. Okay, and that's all reflections are. But saying that, there is rules that you've got to stick by. Okay, so you've got to look for which way the light is hitting it. Okay, because it's very much a reflection. It's very much like a shadow. Well, it is a shadow on the water. So if you was painting a tree and it was in a landscape and the sun was shining, you would put a shadow in. Okay, but you'd have to see which way the light is hitting. It's hitting it. Whether you can see that or not. There you go. Okay, so this time we'll pop in some trees. Get some. A bit of the yellow, a little bit of the blue. Remember what I said, if trees, if it's too bright, the colour, you can get it all a bit down with the red. So I'll have to plonk some trees in here, tree shapes. Okay. Over here would be a different kind of tree, different colour. Okay, just alternate different colours. Different tree altogether there over here. In between that we'll put some foliage. Hope you can see what I'm doing. Another one there. So we've got to imitate that now. Okay, need to just put brush in there. Okay. So on this one, you're going to come, this is where your line is for where the land is. In fact, I'll just put a little bit of a guide there. It's like a dark colour. You could be doing like any kind of landscape for that. Okay. Now we've got to do the reflection. Reflection again is going to be exactly the same, but weaker. Right, so down here, more or less. Same. That one's a bit brighter. As long as you get the colours, it works. Okay. I've got one there, that colour, well, I've got it on my brush. This one's very similar. This one kind of goes out and then comes down. Okay. Don't have to be dead the same, but as long as it's more or less the same. Okay, this one comes more to a point. It's a bit bluer. This one. You want it kind of hit and missing. Don't want it. So you're going to do exactly the same again. Just wipe my brush. You find it. There you go. So you're going to blur it. Okay. You're going to come across it before you was coming down. Now you're going to blur it. Okay. You're kind of blurring the edges. It's exactly the same principle. Okay. Just get some white. Again. So your water's edge. Better off with should do with a palette knife really. Okay. So as long as you stick to the rules, touch it down here. Have you used the same colour and blur that so you're kind of coming down with it and then you go across just to blur it. Okay. You've got an instant reflection. Okay, so you've got 3 different kinds. some more on this one. Find some white. I've only done these very, very quickly, just to show you how to create reflections. The light probably will be coming this way, so I'll probably put a little bit on there. You're kind of making your painting more interesting when you start putting the different shades on. Okay, you make your painting more interesting. It's more like wood now. It's got a bit more interested in it. Okay, again, in for the buildings, this side probably would be dark. So you put some dark in it. Always have light and shade, and it fetches your painting to life. And you can see that the light is actually hitting it from this side. Okay, bigger one there. I'm saying with you, down with it. Okay, all right, so there's 3. We'll just fetch the camera back a little bit. So I hope you can see that. So there's 3 different ones there, okay? But all the water, all you're doing is you're coming, whatever you put on your top part, you're just imitating it, doing the bottom, and then you just blur it, okay? And it gives an instant reflection. Take it back a little bit further and see. Okay. You see it's a good reflection, even though we've done it very, very quickly. If you was doing it on a painting, it would be, it would work, but you've got to use the same principle, okay? So you do your painting, whatever it is, a structure or trees, and then you imitate it at the bottom. Then you blur it by just wetting your brush just a little teeny bit, preferably a fan brush or a brush that's like splayed a little bit, and then when you sweep across it gives you the streaks, okay? And then you go over it a little bit with your white. Sometimes you don't even need to do that, you can just leave it as a blur, okay? And you can, obviously I've done that really, really quickly, but you can do a lot better if you do it, if you take your time doing it. But yeah, so just practice that and see how you go on, right? But don't beat yourself up about it, because it will take a little bit of technique, a few tries just to try. But have a look at some pictures. It might be a barn or something. So. Yeah, it might be a house or a barn or something else like that, and just try it, and try just putting the water at the bottom and imitating what I've just shown you, okay? Do exactly the same, weaker, and blur it by that technique, okay, and see how you go on. Okay, well, enjoy yourself, and I'll see you next week. Stay in, stay safe. Bye.